I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. Let's talk about the reasons Diddy was found not guilty on the most serious charges in this federal case. The government swung, but they missed. So here are my top reasons why Diddy was found not guilty. Number one, and most importantly, I think, the government overcharged. They simply overcharged him. When the feds charge RICO, they need to have all the receipts. It is not enough to talk about bad behavior. Yes, Diddy engaged in bad behavior. His behavior was horrific. He physically abused the women that he was involved with. But that is not enough for a RICO charge or for the sex trafficking charges that he was facing. The government failed to prove a criminal enterprise. They failed to even produce one co-conspirator who would testify against him. Another reason was the weak witnesses plus the time gap. So Cassie testified about abuse that had taken place over a decade. The abuse, I believe, had taken place such a long time ago that the witness testimony was sometimes inconsistent. And because it took place such a long time ago, I think that's why the government brought the charges regarding Jane. And Jane's testimony, from what was reported, appeared to indicate she was in a relationship with Diddy, that she was there voluntarily. And I think that hurt the government's case. Number three, and people are not going to like me saying this, but I believe the We Too movement has lost its steam. 5 years ago, Diddy probably would have been convicted. But we have now entered a phase where there's basically a backlash against women who bring these type of claims. That is not right. That is not the ideal situation, in my opinion, but I think it's the reality that we are living in. The jury makeup mattered. There were 8 men on this jury. The jurors were selected with help from jury consultants paid for by Diddy. Those consultants were able to give insight into the type of people who would be best for this particular jury. They may not have gotten the ideal jurors that they wanted, but they were able to eliminate people who may have been more hostile to their case. Now, I'm not saying that these jurors, because they were men, they didn't care about the charges. Not saying that at all, but I think the jury makeup was significant in him being found not guilty on the most serious counts. Number 5, the prosecution team just missed the moment. There were 6 white women prosecuting this case against this powerful black man. That in itself sent a message, and I don't think it was the right message. The prosecution's office could have had a more diverse team, and I think they would have benefited from that. And from the short time, just the 2 days that I was in a courtroom, I didn't see the prosecution team really connecting with the jury. I saw Brian Steele connecting with the jury, but I didn't see that from the prosecution team, and I think they just kind of missed the moment. And then number 6 is that Diddy had top shelf lawyers. He was able to hire some of the best attorneys to represent him. He had a team that was arguing motions. He had a team that was cross-examining witnesses. He had an all-star team that was working on his behalf. Now, this wasn't a full acquittal of Diddy. He was convicted on 2 of the lesser charges. That tells me that the jurors would have convicted him if they had been given the right evidence and the right charges in this case. So it's not as though they were condoning his behavior, but when the prosecution, when the government overcharges, they risk losing their case. We see it all the time. We see it all the time in police corruption cases and police misconduct cases. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. What other reasons do you think Diddy was found not guilty on the most serious charges?